The glittering spectacle of the circus has, throughout history, been marred by shocking and devastating tragedies. These stories remind us of the extreme risks undertaken by performers and animals alike in the pursuit of breathtaking entertainment. The Rampage of Tyke the Elephant on August 20th, 1994. The bustling scene at Circus International in Honolulu's Neil Blazell Center turned to horror. Tyke, a 20-year-old African elephant weighing 8,400 pounds, had a documented history of aggressive and erratic behavior, having attacked a trainer and injured a groomer just a year prior in Pennsylvania. Despite clear signs of stress noted by activists, her handlers continued to use her. Before approximately 4,000 matinee spectators, many of them children, Tyke suddenly erupted. She attacked her trainer, Alan Campbell, grabbing him with her trunk, throwing him down, and then mercilessly trampling him. What the audience initially mistook for part of the act quickly became a panic-filled nightmare. Groomer Dallas Beckwith rushed in to help, but was immediately attacked and trampled himself. Tyke then smashed through the barriers, charged the seating area, and burst out onto the streets of Honolulu, where she wandered downtown for over 30 minutes, creating widespread chaos. Multiple tranquilizer attempts failed to subdue her. As her agitation escalated, police resorted to lethal force, firing approximately 86 rounds before she finally collapsed on Kalakaua Avenue. Campbell died from his severe injuries, while Beckwith survived with serious wounds. The fatal fall of Sarah Guyard-Guillot. In a stark contrast of modern spectacle, the highly technical production of Cirque du Soleil SK at the MGM Grand was the site of a performer's worst nightmare on June 29, 2013. French aerialist and mother Sarah Guyard-Guillot, a veteran of Cirque du Soleil since 2006, was performing in a climactic aerial silhouette routine. The sequence involved a rapid, controlled descent, synchronized with a massive, tilting, rotating stage. During this critical moment in the second act, something catastrophic failed. Instead of a controlled drop, Guyard-Guillot fell freely. An estimated 94 feet, a wire rope had been severed after jumping its sheave, leaving her completely unprotected. She struck the edge of the moving platform with tremendous force before plunging into the orchestra pit. The impact silenced the over 1,800-strong audience. The show was instantly halted, and crew members raced to assist. She was pronounced dead that night from her injuries, with a subsequent investigation by Nevada OSHA finding multiple safety violations. The collapse of the Wallenda Pyramid, the legacy of the world-famous highwire family, the Flying Wallendas, came crashing down on January 30th, 1962, at the Detroit State Fair Coliseum. Known for their daring high-stakes acts performed without safety nets, the Wallendas were attempting their signature 7-person pyramidal complex, 3-level formation at approximately 35 feet above the concrete floor. With over 7,000 spectators watching, the precarious human structure began its cross. Tragedy struck when one performer in the front position wobbled and lost his footing. The delegates' interconnected nature of the pyramid meant one mistake caused a devastating chain reaction. The entire structure instantly collapsed, sending all 7 performers plummeting to the floor. The devastating impact resulted in the deaths of Richard Fawn and Dear Shep. The original passage seems to contain a combined name. Richard Fawn and Dear Shep will be treated as the 2 deceased and left Mario Wallenda paralyzed from the waist down. The remaining members suffered serious injuries, and the infamous Pyramid Act was permanently retired. The 1872 Lion-Tamer tragedy, a grim reminder of the primitive safety standards of early circus acts, unfolded on January 3, 1872, in Bolton, England. Thomas McCarthy, performing as McCarthy, was the featured Lion-Tamer with Pablo Fank's Circus Royal. In the Victorian era, crowds flocked to witness trainers demonstrate mastery over ferocious predators, often through harsh methods and with utterly inadequate safety protocols. During his featured performance, which required McCart to enter a cage with multiple lions, the situation turned fatal, whether due to miscalculation, the animal's unpredictable nature, or a sudden aggressive impulse. One or more lions attacked McCart while he was performing. He was quickly overpowered before other personnel could intervene to drive the animals away. Despite immediate efforts to provide medical assistance, McCart sustained fatal injuries. His death was a stark and documented case that underscored the extreme danger faced by animal trainers, and eventually contributed to the development of improved safety standards for circus animal acts. These accounts are sobering reminders of the extraordinary risks accepted in the history of live performance. If you found this rephrased look at circus history compelling, please like this story. Subscribe for more content on hidden histories, and let me know your thoughts by leaving a comment below. Would you like me to rewrite or rephrase another historical passage for you? The Last Walk of Karl Wallendas. On March 22, 1978, the legendary highwire artist Karl Wallendas, the 73-year-old patriarch of the Flying Wallendas, sought to cement his legacy with one final, audacious stunt in San Juan, Puerto Rico. His goal was to traverse a 750-foot wire-strewn, 121 feet above the pavement between the Condado Plaza hotel towers, performing without a safety net, as was his unwavering tradition. Despite his advanced age, which concerned his family, Wallendas' determination and daily practice remained absolute. He saw this televised walk as a statement of his continued title as the world's greatest high-wire performer. The meticulous months of planning, however, could not control the elements. As hundreds watched below and cameras rolled, Wallendas began his walk, steadily moving with his traditional 30-foot balancing pole. The initial section proceeded normally, but as he neared the midpoint, the combination of gusty winds and his position proved overwhelming. Despite decades of experience and desperate attempts to steady himself with the pole, the wind forced him into an uncontrollable wobble. Within moments, he lost his grip and plummeted 121 feet to the street below, bringing an instantly fatal and tragic end to the career of one of history's most revered performers. Italy's Tiger tragedy, near Bari, Italy, on July 4, 2019. Tragedy struck Cirque Orfi, one of Italy's most established circus companies. Ettore Weibor, a 61-year-old and highly experienced tiger trainer who had spent decades mastering the management of big cats, was conducting a routine, private training session. These sessions are essential for animal conditioning and are held away from the public eye to ensure a controlled environment. Despite his exceptional skill and the circus's commitment to safety standards, the inherent unpredictability of apex predators tragically meant. Without warning, Weber was violently attacked by his own tigers. The assault was swift and brutal, causing immediately fatal injuries, despite the desperate intervention attempts by other circus personnel. The shock of the incident resonated throughout the European circus community, serving as a grim reminder of the constant, underlying risk faced by professionals who work in such close proximity to powerful, wild animals, even during routine daily activities. Henrietta Wallendas Swapel incident. The dangerous legacy of the Wallenda family extended to their extended members, including Henrietta Guyard-Guillot, Karl Wallendas' sister-in-law, who performed a demanding aerial feat known as the Swaypole Act in Omaha, Nebraska, in 1963. This performance required her to climb a tall, flexible pole and execute complex acrobatics while the pole swayed dramatically, a spectacular but highly unstable apparatus. Unlike other aerial routines, sway pole performers typically relied solely on their own skill without a safety net, combining the risks of significant height with extreme instability. During her final performance in Omaha, something went catastrophically wrong, whether due to a timing miscalculation, equipment failure, or an unexpected motion of the pole. Grodent lost control of her position. She fell from the sway pole at approximately 50 feet, sustaining instantly fatal injuries upon impact with the ground below. The tragedy highlighted the immense and unforgiving risk associated with performing on such an unpredictable apparatus. Circus Knees Elephant Incident. A tragedy during routine care occurred on June 19, 1984, involving Circus Knee, Switzerland's renowned national circus, while they were in Bad Gastein, Austria. Famous for its high production values and extensive menagerie, the circus kept one of Europe's most impressive collections of exotic animals, including elephants synonymous with their identity. On this morning, during a routine training and care session, one of the elephants, named Madura, suddenly, and without apparent warning, became aggressive toward her keeper. The specific catalyst for the deadly behavioral shift remains unclear, but the powerful animal attacked and killed her handler with such sudden force that other personnel could not intervene effectively to save the keeper's life. The incident shocked both the circus and the local community. Following the keeper's death, local authorities made the decision that Madura had to be destroyed, and the elephant was shot 2 days after the fatal attack. These accounts serve as poignant footnotes to the history of entertainment, where incredible ambition sometimes met with ultimate peril. If these gripping stories of the circus's tragic history held your attention, please show your support by hitting the like button. Subscribe for more narratives on history's most daring feats, and tell us which story shocked you most in the comments. Would you like me to find out more about the aftermath of any of these incidents?